Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you shouldn't. It's great to be here in this wonderful place. Thanks for coming out on a Friday night, missing place in the sun. I appreciate that. Because it's on time. I'm Sky Plusing it, me. I love it. You know why? I love it because it's a travelogue, so we see all these places of the world. But I also love it. I've been watching it 5 years. I've never seen anybody but fucking anything. Have you? It's a free holiday, isn't it? Well done and all that. I don't know if you saw it, there's a couple from Chesterfield on just after Christmas, and they walk around Marbella, and that presenter's going, Berry and Caroline have got £150,000 to spend on an apartment in Marbella. I think, fuck. They're making all the right noises though, aren't they? She sat out on balcony going, I could just see myself sitting here with my gin and tonic. Yeah, as opposed to front step in Chesterfield with your white lightning. I know. So I've called the tour Laughter is the Best Medicine because I worked in the NHS. Have we got any NHS workers in? Yeah. Hey! Are you happy in your job? Yeah. One. What do you do? A nurse, there you go. There's 90% of nurses are really, really brilliant, aren't they? But there's 10% bit shit, aren't they? We'll get to that in a bit. But also because when I was growing up, my dad, you know when you're feeling a bit, you don't want to go to school? So you go like, oh, I'm feeling a bit sick, I don't want to go to school. And your mum says to you, you want pudding in a bag and shaking up? And you go, I don't, mum, actually. That's right down the bottom of my list. That's below prunes, that. Castor oil. My dad always used to say, David, laughter is the best medicine. Which is why when I was 6, I nearly died with diphtheria. Dad, I can't breathe. Knock, knock. It's not going to work, Dad. Done a poo. All right, fair enough. Can I have some antibiotics now? Man of many sayings, my dad, his favourite saying was, no such word as can't. And there is. I found it in the dictionary when I was looking up dirty words. And I'll just assure you I never use that word. Because where I come from, it's very confusing, because that word is a verb. In the north, that C word, that's a verb. It's the opposite of could. So, if I'm in London and somebody shouts out, Spikey, I go, I could. What? And people say, you know, laugh's the best medicine. Yeah, but not a lot to laugh at these days. You know, with the credit crunch and all that, and recession and war on terrorism. And I just think, yeah, there's stuff to laugh at. If we look around, you know, life's a comedy drama. Let's just put the drama aside for a bit and concentrate on the comedy. And the way I do that, right, is I've been going around the country on this tour, and I've been looking in local newspapers and collecting local news stories just to illustrate that point. And I'm just going to go through a few that I've collected on my travels. Is there been anybody in at all from Preston? Long shot, I know. So, I've got a newspaper here. This is the Lancashire Evening Post from Preston. A llama got loose. Bloody llama! That's global warming for you. There, a llama got loose, got into a kid's playground, created havoc, kids screaming, parents going mad, teachers going crazy. What's the headline? What's the headline? Great start. 2 hours of this shit. What's the headline? I'll tell you what the headline is. Llama drama ding dong. Can you see that? Beautiful. He took my kidney but broke my heart. You see that? She donated a kidney to her husband. When he got better, he pissed off with the best friend. It's usually the organ they reject, isn't it? Not the actual person. I don't know if you can see this one. There's a little heading. You won't see this heading on these old people here. It says, pensioners make lovely rugs. And you know what they mean, but it could have been put better, couldn't it? Bloke here got arrested smuggling cocaine into Preston prison, right? About his person. He was a big fat lad, and he secreted it about his person. Headline, Flab conceals crack. I don't know if you're aware of this, right, but when you have burglars, for some reason, there's this trend, disturbing trend at the moment, that once they burgle you, once they've got all your worldly goods, just before they go out the door, they have a poo in your house. Have you seen that? I mean, I don't mean on the toilet. I mean, you know, anywhere. And psychologists say, well, it's territorial, or it's just like two fingers to you, I've invaded your property, or it's adrenaline or whatever. And it's a disturbing trend. And they poo on your carpet, in the front room, in the kitchen, in the wardrobe upstairs, so you can't find it, you're blaming each other for a fortnight. Is that you? Anyway, cut a long story short, they pooed in a hot pot. Yeah, I know. It's... It doesn't say whether they actually got up on the worktop to do it, or... There's no forensic evidence, as far as I'm aware. Grey-haired granny said, dirty, filthy, disgusting animals. We had to throw half of it away. I know this is going to really screw the edit up, but I'm going to take my jacket off early on and put it over... I'm going to put it under here, that's where I put it. Right, so... It's great to be here. I've had a quiet day. I thought I'd stay in and clean my loose change with Sillet Bang. Oh, he needed doing. It was filthy. Because he's back, innit? I'm Barry Scott, remember me? Stop shouting, Barry, all right. I think he started washing his ears out with it, I don't know. Bang! And the wax has gone. Recently voted the most irritating man on television. And I beg to differ, I disagree. There's far more irritating people on television. There's the people on the Blame for Acclaim adverts. You all went, oh yeah, don't you? I was walking across reception when I slipped at you dozy fat cow. How can you miss that? It's like a bloody Lake Windermere. He's my favourite. I was using a ladder without the appropriate instructions. What, did he not say stop at the top? What? He's that thick, I bet he had it sideways for ages. Going, they're not very big, these ladders. I don't get very high with them, do they? Do you watch Cash in the Attic? It's rubbish, isn't it? Well, they hardly want any money. The exception last week, there was a Beryl wants £1,000 to visit her sister in Australia. She's not seen for 30 years. You save up, Beryl. Stop buying this shit. How much Clarice Cliff does one person need? Have you ever wondered why your sister went to Australia? Get away from you and your freaking Toby jugs. But it can be very educational, daytime television. Did you know, I found out this week, 1 in 4 women over the age of 40 suffer from bladder incontinence. Some of you ladies will piss yourself laughing tonight. Why? I hope you've not got paper knickers on. They were popular. Who wore paper knickers? What about edible knickers? You remember edible knickers? They were popular. They were popular, edible knickers, right, when I was clubbing it. Because I remember, if I didn't have enough money for a kebab on the way home, them fat lasses looked a bit more attractive, didn't they? All right, love, you're a big girl, aren't you? Lads, buffet. Oh. Talking of fat lasses, I only saw Jeremy Kyle last week. I never watch it because I do not watch it. Liar. I think I'd have a problem with it in that it pretends to encourage dialogue between these people to solve their problems, and they can't articulate what their despair and what their problems are. They can't string a sentence together, can they, bless them? No, they can't. But I got sucked into it because the girl who was on it was from Chorley, right? And I thought, I know her from somewhere. She was enormous. She was like the Kraken. She had smaller fat people orbiting her. She was that... She had an asbo that prevented her from going in one of them all-you-can-eat for a £5 restaurants. And there was that, the strapline, as you see it every week nearly, had a baby, didn't know we were pregnant. And you see it every week. It's on Trisha, it's on Jeremy Kyle, it's in Bella, it's in Take a Break. And what's happened to these ladies' magazines? Bella used to be top tips, didn't it? Like how to get ring stains off your coffee table. I'm more interested in how they got on there in the first place. But, they were like knitting patterns, short stories, and that were it. Nice cup of coffee and a biscuit mid-morning. No. Nightmare, no, they're horror stories. Last week I saw one. I snogged my dog. What? Help, mum's on fire. I've been trapped in the wrong body. Who hasn't? But, so she's on there. Yeah, showing me, right? Had a baby, didn't know I was pregnant. Just wait in hospital, have a boil lanced, right? Baby. And I'm screaming at the television, get your DNA testing kit out, Jeremy. Test the baby, test hers. My guess is it's not hers. It's probably just got stuck in a fold while she's been out shopping. She's probably just stretched over a pushchair in the supermarket. Excuse me, look. Yeah, it's beautiful. Came out fully clothed, but how big? Brilliant. And there were 3 bags of carrots in a 2-man tent. Switched it off. I switched it off mainly because I got a list to do, right? And well done, ladies, because you get us every time. It's like you fly fishing, you play us for a fool all the time. Don't you? Lists are brilliant because, you know, I think I've got a day off because she says, I'm going out this morning with Doreen shopping, then we're having our lunch out, then I might have my hair done this afternoon. Will you be all right all day on your own? I'll manage, I'll be all right. And you're thinking, yes. But just before she closes that door, she pops her head back in and goes, I've left you a list. Oh, shit! And this is where you're really, really clever. Them first 2 things on the list, piece of cake, aren't they? They're easy, them. That's what you do. So I've got my list. It goes, number 1, wash last night's pots. That's 5 minutes. Number 2, feed the dogs. Yes. Number 3, point gable end. Oh! Number 3 every time. My worst fear, my worst number 3 is change bedclothes. I can't do that, I'm a bloke. Blokes can't change bedclothes. If I had to change a duvet cover on my own, I'd sit on stairs and have a little cry. I get a bit of sick at back of my throat. And it's bad enough when you're making the bed with her, because it turns into some sort of race. You're there struggling with your first pillow. She's done 2 and she's on sheets. What are you doing? Have you not done that pillow yet? I can't, it's twisted. You've given me the smaller pillowcase. This doesn't fit, this pillow. I've developed a technique, lads, if you're interested. Get in the duvet cover, get in it. Like a shroud. Stand over the duvet, bend down, get the corners. Push him up, push him up, push him up. Then, just fall on the bed. Wriggle out. It's inside out. Ah. So I did my jobs. Oh, so I sat there waiting for Deal or No Deal to finish, so I could put telly on, and she watched that, all these saddles going like, right, if my theory, it's a shoebox! There is no theory. Woman last week said, I'm getting a warm feeling from my box. Oh yeah. You're 53, you don't change, live with it, love. But I flick it on at that time because I watched the news, right? And and try and find something to be... There's not, it's all doom and gloom, and the other day I watched it was the Dangerous Dogs Act is back in it, because there's all this thing about, you know, crossbreeding pit bulls that are banned now with staffies and fighting dogs again. And there was this bloke on GMTV, I don't know if you saw him, he was the president of the Pit Bull Terriers Owners Association, whatever, he had the pit bull there. He said, I don't know why people panic, but these are lovely dogs. All right, okay. He said, if one comes running at you, you just don't panic. Okay, I've got that. What pit bull comes running at you? He said, in any case, they passed the law now, they're going to castrate them all. And I'm thinking, no, right, if you've got him under anaesthetic for castration, take the pissing teeth out. No. It's the teeth that do the damage, not the balls. You don't get a pit bull coming up to you, charging up to you in the park, going, roo, roo, roo. Oh. Hell. That's a dangerous dog, that. The other item on the news was that British women are spending more on makeup than any other women in Europe. And 14-year-old girls, 90% of 14-year-old girls in this country, 90% of 14-year-old girls in this country regularly wear makeup. And I don't understand why they're surprised. They said it was as if it was a surprise, that. Because, I mean, how are they going to get pregnant and get a council flat if they don't make themselves look nice? But it's all climate change, isn't it? It's all binge drinking, climate change. Michael Jackson looks a fool now. He owes us an apology. All these years he's been blaming it on the boogie. Turns out it was the sunshine after all. I wouldn't be surprised if the moonlight in Good Times has got something to do with it. Climate change, binge drinking. They're going to put money on alcohol pints now and shorts and wine and all that. They're going to put 10p on a pint. That's going to stop us, isn't it? Bloke drinks 10 pints a night, that's an extra £1. Oh, stuff it, I'll stay and watch Grand Designs. That's me finished. £10 on a flight, long haul flight. Climate change, going to make you think twice. Family of 4, going to Barbados, cost them £7.5 grand. It's extra £40. Oh, stick it up your ass. No. Auntie Dorothy's got a static at Range Rover Sands, we'll go there. Yeah, right. Obesity, that's a problem, obviously, a growing problem, obesity. But with that, we don't tax them, we encourage them. I don't know if you've seen this. What they're doing now is, because it's a very gimmicky thing, this government sort of do that, because celebrity come dancing is so popular, they're going to teach them how to dance, dobbers to dance. We call them dobbers where I come from. And this is a bit, let's get this straight, right? Be big, be beautiful, be happy. Be small, be beautiful, be happy. It's dobbers have lost the plot, haven't they? The government is saying, right, we're going to teach dobbers how to dance. And you're thinking, no, that's not going to work, is it? I'd watch it. If that were on a Saturday night, I'd watch dobbers do dancing. Because I'm worried, I don't know how they get their arms around one another. Because he's got about 3 stomachs, she's got... How did he get his arms around? How did they have babies? That's what gets... How did they ever get the genitalia anywhere near one another? He can only just touch your face. It's just like... I love you, come here. I'm indooring. No, you're not. Yeah, so the government thing is right, we're going to teach you how to dance. I'm like, no, teach you how to walk first. I'm sick to death of getting run over by Jabba the Hutt on a shop mobility coming out of Greggs. Hurtling through Chorley on her way to Poundland to get a plastic butterfly for the side of her house. How much is it? I'd watch it, as I say, but it's never going to happen. There's not enough chiffon in the world, is there? And, you know, the only way you're going to get them on a dance floor is by announcing the buffet is now open. Tax them. If they're going to tax everybody else for drinking alcohol, for travelling, just tax them. It's a perfect opportunity. I was flying to Spain the other day, right? And I'm in the queue, checking in, and I'm aware suddenly that I'm surrounded by dobbers because I can smell pastry. No, they stink of pastry. They do. It's like you eat a lot of curry, it comes out through your pores. They have that much Greggs, don't they? It just... And it's that smell. It's more pastry, but then it's got a very odd edge to it that makes it smell a bit like spam as well. Yeah, and it's that... What it is, it's that cheap perfume they bought off Charlie Market or somewhere. They think it's the real thing. They think it's the real thing. They get it home, and it's Dolce and Banana. That's all. Or Fabergé, whatever it is. So I turn round, and there they are. the perfect, stereotypical Dobber family. Mum, dad, little girl. And they've all, obviously, they're going on their holidays, so they've been to Sports World, they spent 20 quid, got a new outfit. Trainers you can't even look at, they're that bright. Them white trainers. Like, Mum's got a designer top on, and it says, guess. So I did. Said, thyroid problem. Big bone, greedy fat cow. Give us a clue. He, husband, swear to God, has got a Save the Whale t-shirt on. Right? Well done, mate. Practice what you preach. But then it's my turn. So I'm up to the check-in, bag on the conveyor belt. The girl on the check-in asked me that question, you know, the stupidest question in the world that I'm sure you've all had, which is, could anybody have put anything in this bag without you knowing? Well, yeah. Because I wouldn't know, would I? Without me knowing. She said, anyway, you're 2 kilos over. That's an extra 18 quid. What? 18 quid for 2 kilos? I said, why is that? She said, well, you're over your allowance. We only can take a certain amount of weight on the plane. We've got to penalise people if they bring too much. I said, you know what I don't understand? Apart from Chinese writing, obviously. You're going to weigh this lot. I mean, there's an opportunity. They're about 50 kilos over that lot. You're charging me for 2 kilos? Even that little one. Put chlamydia on scales. It's wrong, isn't it? There's an opportunity there. People want to go abroad, lose a bit of weight. But then we're at the gate, and I'm looking round, and there's hundreds of them, because it's Benidorm flight, isn't it? And there's hundreds of them, and I'm just panicking, because I'm a bad flyer anyway, and I'm thinking, do they space them out? Do you know when they go... Do you know when they go aisle or window, or would you prefer aisle or window? I think they should have aisle window and dobber seats, so you've got dobber there, dobber there. You can't have them all in one place, surely to God. You'd be taxiing down the runway, you'll tip up, wouldn't you? I'm looking at them like that, and then things get worse because the announcement comes on that we all read, which is passengers on the flight to Alicante, sorry, there'll be a delay because the engineers have found a small technical problem. Oh, what? You just don't want that. Is it my idea of a small technical problem, which is one at tray tables won't go up properly? Or is it their idea of a small technical problem, which is one at wings is a bit loose? Half an hour later, it's fine to get home. Yeah, but is it? You know, you're still a bit like that. So, right. So we get on the plane, and it's at Blackpool Airport. It's like, it says go to the gate, and you go, it's that door there, isn't it? And it is. It's a door with a plane outside. It's brilliant. Well, it's a brilliant airport. And so you go through the gate, and you're going up the steps, and I swear, I'm going up these steps, still very nervous. There's 2 engineers staring into a jet engine, and all of a sudden, they shrugged. You don't want that, do you? Last thing you want to see is 2 engineers going, I don't know. Then this other one popped out from underneath with a big wrench like that and shouted up to the pilot, try you now, Frank! What? I thought, if a nun with a guitar case gets on now, I'm getting off. I am. But you get on, don't you? So you get on, we sit down, everybody's very nervous, everybody's saying the same things, and we take off, and everything's going okay, fine. 10 minutes later, the pilot comes on, he says, hello, it's your pilot, Ben Miller, and we're all, Glenn Miller? He called Ben Miller speaking, and we've reached our cruising altitude of 35,000 feet, timed into Alicante today is 2.5 hours, the weather en route is shit! So we're like, is the weather en route shit? Or do you think it's something a bit more serious? Nothing, 10 minutes. And this is a great example of where laughter can diffuse tension. Laughter is the best medicine because we're all panicking. 10 minutes later, he comes back on. He said, I'm really sorry about that. I might have upset a few of you. Never thought, really. But as I was making my announcement, the stewardess came in with my coffee. And she tripped up and spilled scalding hot coffee all down the front of me. So I'm sorry. He said, you want to see the state at the front of my pants? And a bloke behind me shouted out, you want to see state at the back of mine? Go him. Oh. Then you're in Benidorm, aren't you? And I like it. I've been going for the last couple of years now, and it's all right. Have you been? It's all right, isn't it? Lovely beach, blue flag beach. Well, 2 lovely beaches. Old Town, it's gorgeous. Lots of tapas bars, very oldie worldy. Lovely. What spoils it now and again is your dobbers, is your Brits. I mean, you've got to hold our hand up and say, when we've had a few drinks in the sun and all that. So this family, I'm there and I bump into them every 5 minutes, and she's on beach now. She's enormous, sat on beach, topless. Oh, no, I know. Like one breast in sand on either side of her. Pink as a lobster, with so many stretch marks, she looks like a giant lasagna. And all the lads are there now with Union Jack shorts on, all a bit embarrassing, isn't it? They're coming down prom, more tattoos than teeth. Coming down, and all that. And there's always one big hairy one of them as well, isn't there? Like a giant testicle on legs. and they're intimidating. There's no word for it. They're intimidating. There are a few drinks that are intimidating, but also very confusing for the local Spanish. Going into bars and restaurants going, "Champions, champions," and all the Spanish going, "Mushrooms? You want some mushrooms?" Because champions is Spanish for mushroom. But they don't know that. They don't bother learning the language. They'd starve if they didn't have restaurants with photos outside. Food, would they? Uno mixto grillo, por favor. There you go. I've learned a bit of Spanish. I learnt it for a different reason, really. I learnt it because a waiter, when I first went, taught me that a traditional Spanish greeting was, "Me cago en la leche." Does anybody know what that means? I didn't. I've been saying it to people like for a year. "Me cago en la leche," and they've been looking at me because it means, "I shit in your milk." That's a brilliant insult, though, isn't it? I mean, every credit. "I shit in your milk." Over here, we just go, "You knobhead." That's it. Nothing as inventive as that is. That's brilliant, that. Just imagine a glass of milk with a turd. Just imagine that. That is like, whoa, that is... It wouldn't work in coffee or cocoa, would it? It wouldn't be the same. Just white and brown. Oh. So that was one reason. But another reason, and I'm sure people speak Spanish in here a little bit, what's Spanish for the bill? La cuenta. What's Spanish for cheese? Queso or queso. No, quesos, that's the right way to say it. I started off by saying queso because that's how it's spelt, right, when I was teaching myself Spanish. So I've got my mates out for a long weekend. We're at this restaurant on the front in the Old Town, and we've had a paella. It's lovely. We're 8 of us, and we're having a good time. And I says, "I'll tell you what, lads, on me this tonight, Mr. Bountiful." "All right, are you sure?" "Yeah, no problem. You get the drinks in later. I'll get this, no problem. Señor, caballero, sí? La queso, por favor." "La queso? Sí, the queso." "Queso for everyone?" "Yes. Queso for everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, queso. Queso por 8. Okay. You've never seen so much fucking cheese in all your life. Me, idiot, thinks it's a freebie. Look at that. You get a bit of fruit in England. That's brilliant. Look at that. That's like a Sainsbury's cheese counter. Look at that. Eat and eat and eat an hour. Cheese. A friend of mine is now addicted to cheese. He has to wear them Kraft cheese slices like nicotine patches. Half an hour goes by, I'm like, "Oh, time's getting on. Senor, la queso? More queso?" So you've got to laugh, haven't you? Sometimes you can't laugh, but sometimes you've got to laugh. You've got to laugh because it is good for you. It's good for you, as I know from my NHS background, because it boosts your endorphins, happy chemicals, it boosts your immune system, it lowers blood pressure. It's good for you. Burns calories, it's good for you. And I say that, as I say, authority, I worked at the NHS. Have we got any NHS workers in? Yes, we have. Are you happy in your job? Yes. Oh, you weren't before. The thing is, I've still got friends in there, and every time you open the paper, especially in the last few weeks, targets have got to be met, so staff get cut, so morale drops down. And I've got mates still in there, and it's still a problem in there. And I sort of got to the top of my profession, just to illustrate the point, and And I ended up in my office all day doing paperwork, not doing the area of expertise that I was trained to do. And it's very frustrating. You think, well, who's doing my job? Are they doing it properly and all that? I was a biomedical scientist. And so, but I'm in my office with all this paperwork going like, oh, what have we got here? Health and safety reports, yeah? Standard operating procedures. Do you have to do those in your job? SOPs, and because SOPs, you've got an SOP for everything you do in the department, and that's got to have a health and safety report goes with it, and then it's got to have a cost risk assessment, yeah, chemicals and substance hazards to health. Then you've got to do your accreditation. Then you've got your investors in people. You're there all day with this shit. Personal development plans. Have you had to do those? Waste of time. You don't want to be there. The persons want to be there. Where do you see yourself in maybe a year's time? Where would you like to be? Pub. Benidorm, yeah. It's a waste of time, you know. And they cut the budgets and they trim it and you can't get the staff in. So what you do is, you do it in nursing, you've got nursing aides. They do it in pharmacy, in radiology. You end up with a grade of staff called aides. We had lab aides in the laboratories there. And the last lad who I employed was a nice enough lad, but this is the standard you're getting. This was in the year 2000 and he came in and he was a lovely lad. And there was me and a consultant and head of department. And he came in and sat down. We went, all right, what's your name? Alan. All right, Alan. And what do you do at the moment? I'm a greengrocer. A greengrocer, and why do you want to work in a hospital? I've got an ambulance. What? No, what I mean is I bought an ambulance, I've kitted it outright as mobile greengrocers. I feel an affinity with the hospital. Okay, and what skills of your greengrocery trade do you think you could bring to the laboratory environment? Weighing. What? Weighing, I'm very good at weighing, I do a lot of weighing. I weigh potatoes, I weigh carrots, I weigh onions, I weigh apples. I know what you weigh, mate. I'm not thick. I know what you weigh. Anyway, he got the job. There was only him. He got the job. He was a nice enough lad. So this won't mean anything to you, but 2 weeks into the job, I had to do a sickle cell test for sickle cell anemia. And it's a very rare disease, and you have to make the reagents look fresh. So I said to him, Alan, job for you. Weigh in, are you up to it? Why? I said, right. I want 23.4 grams of sodium metabisulfite. Can you handle that? No problemo. So off he goes into the balance room. 5 minutes later, he pops his head out. Dave! Yeah, he said, it's just over. Will that do? No. Get it out of them punnets. Clerical staff. Everybody used to work as a team in labs and departments and on the wards. They all belonged. It was a vocation. You know, you get these transient staff who come in and out. And you're in the office all day. We used to do 1,000 samples a day in haematology. And you had to get the details right because that's what went out on the form and you can't make mistakes. So it's all due to the input of these idiots in the office. I'm in there every 5 minutes. 3 of my greatest hits. Okay, who's done this one? Upper abdominal penis. Me. It's pains, upper abdominal pains. Could it not be penis? Oh, let me just think. Hang on. Let me just get back to my anatomy. Hang on. There's your upper abdomen. There's a penis. No. If a man had a penis there, he'd never go out of the house, would he? No. So, next, who's done this one? Lung in groin. Me. Lung? A lung in groin? It's lump. It's just lump. Oh. Yeah, but it could be lung. No, yeah, he's got a lung in his groin. He breathes like that. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Them stairs have taken it out to me. Look at that. Who's done this one? Rectal mask. Me. It's mass. He's got a mass in his rectum, not rectal mask. How scary would that be at Halloween? Jeez, what's that? It's a rectum. I hate trick-or-treat, you. I have a real problem with trick-or-treat, or that Americanisation of Halloween. I used to like Halloween, trick-or-treat, like. What I did was, you know, it's bonfire night, right? But 5 days later in it, it's November the 5th, it's 31st, whatever it is for trick-or-treat. I make a Guy Fawkes, and have it in my hall. So when they come round and knock on the door, these kids, and they open the door, trick-or-treat! I go, penny for the guy. They effectively have to buy the sweets. It's brilliant. If you hate it like I do, here's my tip. 2 words. Laxative chocolate. It's a treat, but it's a trick as well, isn't it? But getting back to the hospital, and I'm sure you know, we have codes for patients. We put in clinical details, we put codes so they won't know what we're putting about them. And nothing too drastic, like one of our favourites in the labs, because people used to present with this all the time, was TATT, which is tired all the time. And you've got to say it like that, I'm tired all the time. They're the same people who were off with depression. I'm sure you work with people or who have known somebody over the past year who phoned in with, I've got depression. And it really annoys me. More than it annoys me, it angers me, because clinical depression is a very serious and tragic disorder, obviously. But these people are just taking the mickey. I'm depressed again. What, 3 times this year? Oh, that's serious, isn't it? You've got depression. You're not, you're fed up. You're a bit fed up. No, I can't get out of bed in the morning. I can't get out of bed in the morning either. Make an effort. But the government now are means testing the people on these sickness benefit, and I put forward my test for real depression, and it's this, right? You get the person who's got depression in a room, and then you get a monkey on a bike to ride across in front of them, right? If they don't laugh, they are depressed. Because that is the funniest thing in the world. A monkey on a bike. If one rode across here now, little jumper waving at you, pedalling a bike, you'd piss yourself, wouldn't you? You would. And what's wrong with you? Got depression? Get the monkey. Get the monkey. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Get back to work, you malingering cow. No, get back. But it's not genuine. So we have lab staff, we've got clerical staff, mentioned before, nurses. Angels of Mercy, who could do that job, working all night, you know, and elderly people and cleaning up and dead bodies, and it's awful, awful job. But you do get some who are thick, you know, non-vocational, going to the job for all the wrong reasons. Just before I left, I phoned the ward up, usually on the geriatric ward, that's where they put them in it. And you phone up, and I had an urgent haemoglobin for this bloke. It was very, very low, you know, life-threatening, 4.3 haemoglobin. That's low, isn't it? Yeah. So she knows. So I phoned the ward. I went, hello. She went, hello, D3 ward. I said, listen, I've got a very urgent haemoglobin for Mr. Johnson. Won't be a minute. Where's she gone? I said it were urgent. 5 minutes later, he's on phone. Hello, Mr. Johnson. Are you sure it's for me? Well, they asked for you. Walked him down ward with his drip stand and his wee bag. Mr. Johnson speaking. Me and hemoglobin's 4.2. Is that bad? I don't know. I went on a ward doing a bone marrow examination with my consultant. We went on, halfway down, there's a bed with screens around it, privacy screens. And you know how high they are, them privacy screens? There's a man's head over the top of them. Like an old man's head, but he's giving it this. What's going on? So he got this nurse over. He said, what's going on here, nurse? She said, well, the sister told me he's on complete bed rest. So he wanted a poo, so I put him on the commode, but I've kept it on the bed. The poo... He's balancing on a commode on a bed. With it... All right. I've got a friend who's a nurse, who I love dearly, but I wouldn't trust her gut chippy. Oh, she's so dizzy. She ended up in hospital herself last year with 3rd-degree burns to her head, pole dancing on a patio eater. Bloody barbecue, she's there. Everybody, look at me, sexy Barbara, look at me, look at me. Poof, what was that? She's got 2 front teeth still missing from Christmas, where she were made a Christmas cake and she were licking the cake mix off the electric whisk. And she had it all in her mouth and it switched on. She's an absolute idiot. She came in the pub, right? Not long ago, she had all these streaks in her hair, like shit highlights. They were really bad, and he was going like, you tell her, I'm not telling her. Barbara, sorry love, but that's shit, that was rubbish, them. Get him sued, go back. She went, oh, it's my own fault. Got drunk Saturday night. Spent all night with my head down the toilet, forgot to give it a good bleaching. She's not felt that. Hey, Her husband left her. Well, her husband disappeared is the correct term. Her husband disappeared on New Year's Eve. And she reported it to the police, and they went, oh, midlife crisis, it happens. He'll be back. He never came back, right? So after about a month, they came round, this young Bobby came round for a statement. And she asked me to go round, so I'm very nervous, please come and interview me. I went, I'll be all right, go round. So this young Bobby came in, I felt sorry for him because, right, he sat down trying to be all official, and he's going, could you tell me the circumstances of your husband's disappearance? You scam. No. Pub, New Year's Eve. He was definitely on the conga line when he went out on the car park. When he came back in, he'd gone. Conga line. What was he wearing? Oh, do you know, I don't know. It's all right. Have you looked in his wardrobe? Said he won't be there. It's been a month. But I've seen it from the other side. I've been a patient recently. I've had a below the waist problem I can't really discuss. I got admitted by the thickest nurse in the universe. Took her about an hour to fill that form in. Got right to the bottom and says, any allergies? I went, penicillin. That's a good one. Thanks. Anything else? I said, well, I don't know if it's worth mentioning, but I'm very allergic to wasps. Do you mean when they sting you? I said, no, when I stroke them, I come out in a rash. Yeah. Yes, yes. When they sting me. My wife had to go in for an eye test recently. She had to put drops in her eyes, okay. And I had to go and drive. She wasn't allowed to drive afterwards. And she filled the similar sort of form in, not as long. And the nurse said to her, a different nurse, different hospital, and she said, religion? My wife said, none. She put none. You don't look like a nun. She's not a pissing nun, is she? You just put me down as next to kin husband. Oh. Thought they might have changed the rules. Oh. So I had to have this operation. Well, it's an investigation more than operation. So I'm in bed, right? Now, it's my own fault because for the investigation, I should have been shaved down there. And you get a letter, and because you're a bloke, right, you don't read it properly, do you? There's like, be here at that time, you'll be in hospital, you'll be home back, yeah, fair enough, whatever. At the bottom, it says, you will have to be shaved. If you prefer to do this at home before you come in, that's okay, that's fine. You know, just make sure you give yourself a good shave before you come in. I've not read that bit. So I'm lying in bed. So this nurse comes up with no bedside manner at all, whips the blankets back and goes, oh, hello, Mr. Bushy. Said it's Spikey. She said you need the hospital barber. Oh, what? Because I've worked in hospital for 30 years. Have you seen, you know hospital barbers. Honestly, they clone them. They're all about 4'10", well, which I'm guessing is a good height. Anyway, but they all look like Mr. Magoo. They walk on ward with them thick glasses on, bumping into furniture, going like, Mr. Spikey, sorry. And they're going to shave you down there. You can't bloody see a thing. So, anyway, he shaved me down there. Very embarrassing. Then, did this thing that I will never, ever, ever get over. And I'll never, ever forget. He finished shaving me, then he blew the loose hairs away. What was that all about? Then, got a little mirror and went, is that all right for you? Yes! So, staying with the NHS, I keep up to date. Well, I do. I read the BMJ and all the papers. I sort of missed the job. Have we got any pharmacists in? No? But no, the reason I was just going to a bit of justification, because there's a paper recently about Viagra, and it makes you go blind. No, that's funny, blindness, isn't it? Yeah. No, in certain people, it's contraindicated in, like, you've got high blood pressure or various diseases, it does make you go blind. And the warning signs are you get what's called blue vision. That's an actual term for it, because it's like seeing through a blue mist, because it attacks your retina. The high blood pressure attacks your retina, and then junk. It goes down, the shutters come down, and it's awful. Blind. Not only is it awful because you've gone blind, bad enough, obviously, but you've just popped a Viagra, so you're obviously on a promise. Now you can't find her. Am I getting warm? No, but you're frightening dog. Come over here. Yeah. It's still on prescription, Viagra. You can't... I did go to the chemist. I said to him, you know, this Viagra, can you get it over the counter? He said, if you take 2, there's a chance. I've tried all the like the nature's you know, aphrodisiacs. I've tried like oysters, ginseng. I've tried celery. That's more of a splint, obviously. Here's a tip: cut the leaves off. They don't like that. But I don't know if you've seen this. Pele, the great Brazilian footballer, he's become an ambassador for erectile dysfunction. He's basically said, I've got it, it's nothing to be embarrassed about, it happens. At certain ages, you get it, it happens. And he's promoting a device, if you can't have Viagra or these drugs, because of the contraindications of blood pressure or whatever, and it's basically, seriously, check it out on the internet, I beg of you, just to show I'm not making it up, is an implant. It's like a little balloon type hydraulic device that you have implanted in your old man there. You have a little, and there's a little valve. It sounds bizarre. There's a little valve, and you attach a pump as and when required. You pump it up, right? And I'm thinking, brilliant, obviously, brilliant. But I just worry because under those circumstances where you're on a promise, where it's just going to happen, you'd be a real excitement about it, wouldn't you? Be really excited. What if you overinflate it? What if you just, like, she goes into the bathroom to make herself more comfortable, and you're going, come on. What if she's come back in, you're on ceiling? There is an advantage. It would make foreplay a little bit more interesting, I think. Hey! Giraffe! Because I'm a caring, sharing man. I'm tuned into all that foreplay business. I read recently, optimum time, women say, is 20 minutes. 20 minutes? I don't know when the stopwatch starts. I don't know whether I should have a stopwatch. That can be a bit off-putting, I suppose. I don't know if it includes my 10 minutes of begging. Please, turn over, please. Does she have to be awake? It's not clear. It's not clear. And that G-spot, that's elusive. We're trying to find that. It's very, very elusive. I read this book and it said it's a third of the way in. That's got to vary, hasn't it? I mean, I got one of them Black & Decker laser measure things, you know, got that. What are you doing down there? Won't be a minute, hang on. He said, once you've found a third of the way in, you can find it between 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock. I'm not spending 2 bloody hours looking... So getting back to the best medicine, people say to me, because you're reading, they say, has a funny thing ever happened to you on the way to the theatre? And that's how your old comedians used to start. And it hasn't really. I had this one day, I'd like to share with you, where I'd more call it an ill-fated day, really. You know, where one thing leads to another. It's a bit of a nightmare day, really. It started off a few months ago. This woman asked me to do a gig in a prison. It's a maximum security prison near us. And she said, I'm phoning from such a place. She said, it's a prison, maximum security. We're having a bit of a show on. Will you come and do a bit? I said, no. She said, well, think about it, Dave. They're good lads. I said, don't think they are, to be honest with you. She said, no, we're having an open day. Right? I said, I think you'll find that bouncy castle's going to be popular. I said I'd do it. I said, I'll go and do it. No problem, I'll do it. I'm not doing anything else that night. So, nightmare. So, my wife, that afternoon, I'm thinking, where's she gone? She's gone to the gym. And she's taken the car. She's gone to do that, pilots, whatever it's called. It's not Pilates, it's pilots. You don't see Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean, do you? Anyway, she phones me up. She says, can you get a lift? Can you get a lift to borrow a car? Ours is broken down. I said, oh, what on earth is the matter with it? She said, there's water in the carburettor. I said, how do you know that? She said, I'm in the canal. She wasn't, obviously, she was joking. She was like, laughter's the best medicine. Oh, yeah, all right. So I borrowed my brother's car. It's Korean. Let's leave it at that. Do you know the world's on red alert because Korea is building nuclear missiles? I won't worry. This is the biggest heap of shit I've ever been in my life. Them missiles are going nowhere fast. It says 16 valve on the back. I think 12 are in radio. It's like that. Stuck permanently on Jazz FM, and I hate jazz. I'm sure you've some jazz aficionados out there. I'm a bit of a Philistine when it comes to jazz. All the way here, I've just stuck on Jazz FM. And to me, it sounds like a one-man band falling over, getting up. That's what it sounds like to me. And I'm a bad driver, I'll be honest with you. Not only am I in a rickety old car, I'm a bad driver. It took me 6 goes to pass my test, seriously. And here's a tip for anybody who's got a test coming up. When the examiner says to you, at the roundabout, go straight across, they don't mean it. Right? I'm just easily distracted. I'm just signs. I'm like a sponge. I just take stuff in. Like there's a big crematorium in Bolton on Charlie Hill Road. You won't know. It's called Overdale. And I drove past it. And there's a big green sign outside, and it says Overdale Crematorium, strictly one way. Now, you'd have thought they'd have just taken a step back and gone, oh shit, no. The ones I like are church ones. I think, I'm not a churchgoer, but every credit, these hoardings they have outside with these sort of comical signs outside to try and entice you into church, and there's a lot of thoughts gone into them. And I sort of applaud them for that, because, the one you must have seen, the most famous one, and my favourite one, it's got CH --CH. You've seen it? And it says, what's missing from church? You are. And that's brilliant, don't you think? I think that's brilliant. That's my favourite. Number 2 is, give Satan an inch and he'll be your ruler. That's clever. Anyway, they had a competition in Charlie, my local church, to design a hoarding for Easter. And I'd have a go. I thought I'd have a go at that. I had an idea for one. I thought, this is mine. You might like this, you might not, but I think it's quite clever. My idea was, Jesus is dead good. Yeah, I know, but it makes you think. It's quite good. Got through to the last 3. Last 3 were having hoardings made up, the big posters made up, so the public could vote on them. Unfortunately, when they made mine up, they couldn't fit all the words on one line. So mine said, Jesus is dead, good. So I lost it. So I'm going to the prison, anyway, sorry. So I'm going to the prison. And I've got to go to Asda now, because the car's broken down, she can't go, I've got to get a list. And shopping for me is a nightmare. I mean, not a proper one, not a man in black with a hood and a big axe and he's chasing me and I have no trousers or underpants on, I'm pulling my shirt down there because my balls are hanging down. And I'm running through treacle and he's catching me up and I can't run. And then I try hitting him and my arm's just like, I can't hit him. Not that sort of nightmare. When you go as a couple, your first big decision, you get to the front of the supermarket is, do we need a trolley? Can we make do with a basket? Basket, yeah? Basket. It's wrong, isn't it? Always wrong. You end up at the checkout with 2 each, pulling your sockets out. Oh, no. Well, me, I'm a bloke. I'm like, do I need a trolley? No. Do I need a basket? Do I need sod all? No, I'm all right. I only need a few things. Stuff it. I'm off in. Within 3 rolls, it's like you're on Cracker Jack, isn't it? And then somebody runs up to me inevitably and goes, Dave, we're at Black Bin Bags, eh? I'm like, do you know what? That is so hilarious. I've never heard that before. The fact of the matter is, I've no idea they've changed all the pissing aisles round again. It's taken me 3 circuits, found me stain devil. That's a different story. She says it's mayonnaise, I've got my doubts. Then, I'm like, you're late. Sod's law, when you're late. It's packed. Checkouts are full. Oh, what? I'm going to be hours. One in the middle, empty. There's only 2 people in it. Straight in there quick. Bang, bang. Look at that. Result, eh? No. There's a reason it's empty, isn't there? The reason, they've sussed it out. There's a monkey on the till, isn't there? This girl was sat staring at an aubergine for 5 minutes, trying to figure out if it were a vegetable or a really big plum. Did you say it were an aborigine? Yes. They roam wild in Australia. They cut the little legs off. The woman who she was serving with no better, she's like, suddenly realises her Always Ultra is on a bog off, get one free, and she's off going another packet of them. And then I'm stood watching, and all of a sudden a bottle of milk starts leaking. How do they do that? Bottles of milk? It's like a weeping Madonna. How did that? So she comes back, she's off again, going in that, then she brings that back, and just as she's finishing, she suddenly turned around and went, oh, I need some tongue. Like, don't look at me, love. Okay. Time. And I start looking at the bloke next to me, and I've stayed there because he's only got 2 items. So I look at his items, and I swear he's got a Chuckle Brothers DVD and a box of tissues. And I know it's probably perfectly innocent, but I've got a really vivid imagination, and I'm like, you sicko. I've got him at home like that with tissues, watching them going, to me, to you, to me, to you. And he's going, to me, to me, to me, to me, to you. I'm sorry, I know. I just have this imagination. Have you ever stirred through a fork and pretended you were in prison? Ever done that? Let me out, let me out. So anyway, I moved, it's going to be a long day, moved, there we go. And am I glad I moved? Oh, I overheard the best bit of gossip I've ever heard in my life, and I've heard some good ones. Well, overheard conversations in general, and it went straight into number 1, this, and it knocked everything down. I'll give you my others. I was in Manchester doing a gig at the Hilton Hotel. I don't know if you've been. It's very, very posh. It's lovely. I'm doing this awards ceremony. I'm in the bar beforehand, and there's these girls talking. Had a few drinks, a bit loud. I'm listening in, and this girl said to the other, has your Dorian had the baby yet? I said, oh yeah, little boy, £8.12. Lovely. What have they called him? So they called him Mark. Oh, but with a C. So carp. How thick do you have to be to put it on the front? Then this other girl came running in, sorry I'm late. They'd obviously been there for the afternoon shopping, they were going out at night on the town and they'd been getting changed. Anyway, one of them was late and she ran in, sorry I'm late. Isn't it posh here? I've never been anywhere this posh. How posh is this? So a friend said, I'll tell you how posh is this. They charge you for tap water. She went, please God, tell me no. You're having a laugh, aren't you? You're having a laugh? No, why? She said, I've just had a bath. I'm like, yeah, like they've got a meter on your bath taps, yeah. I was in on Charlie Market, and these girls were talking, and one said to the other, she said, oh, did you hear about they found a body? What? Over the laundrette next to Chinese on Market Street. They've what? They found a body? Oh, over at laundrette, yeah. Been there ages. How did they know? Said it was Stiff Richard. Said it was Cliff Richard. What was he doing in Charlie? No, yeah. As if he was there and he was in his flat over at laundrette, you know. But my favourite ever, right, now I'm going to set the scene for this. because I didn't know this girl who was talking, right? I didn't know she'd been to America. I didn't know she'd been to Universal Studios. I didn't know she'd seen a 3D film. More importantly, I didn't know that the 3D film was Shrek. I came in halfway through. I nearly choked on my beer. I nearly ended up, you know, when you can't breathe and you think you're going to die. It was like that, right? So I've just took a mouthful and she said, you've got to go. I'm telling you now, best thing ever. We went to this little place, I sat in this chair, and within 2 minutes I've got this giant donkey coming in my face. Where the hell was that? Amsterdam, Bangkok, where were you? So this that I heard went straight number one. You might disagree, you might stick with Shrek, but I've heard it a long time ago. Anyway, so they're talking, the woman in the queue says to the girl on the checkout, in that sort of hushed whisper you can still hear, anyway, that's me and her finished. Finito, bonito. Why? All these years, went to school together, 60 years together, and that's it. Oh, what's happened? She's been putting it round that I've said that her husband has got a wart on his you-know-what. Oh, and have you said that? No, I have not said that. I just said it felt like a wart. Oh, eh? But it's a strange sort of job. This I get asked to do all sorts of things. I got asked to go and do present some awards, some Ofsted awards at a primary school near me. Have we got any primary school teachers in? Yeah, show me, wave, primary school teachers. Do you do Jolly Phonics? Yeah. You don't, they do, yeah, Jolly Phonics. I want to stick with the Jolly Phonics theme. I saw Jolly Phonics for the first time at this school when I went. I was looking through a window, they gave me a tour of the school. I saw class 1, is that 5, 6, something like that? Yeah, all sat on the floor cross-legged doing Jolly Phonics. I have no idea what's going on. It is the weirdest, surrealist thing I've ever seen in my life. Because Jolly Phonics is phonetics, isn't it? It's making jolly phonetics. And it's teaching children how to pronounce the language and speak the language and understand the language. And ultimately, I guess, is to read and write the language. And it's Jolly Phonics. And so they have actions for it, and they have objects for it. So help me out with this, teachers. Help me out. Here we go. So just for demonstration, because imagine you don't know what's going on. Just a lot of little beautiful, wide-eyed, innocent, naive children sat on the floor like that. We'll start at A. What's A? What's the object for A? Ants. It's ants, ladies and gentlemen. It's ants going up your arm. So all these kids are going, she's doing it there. It's ants going up your arm. It's like this. So they all sit there going, What's going on? What's the object for B? Bat's good. That's B. My particular favourite, as it turns out, was the sound R, which is that R sound, obviously. And it's a dog, is it? Am I right? It's a dog. Right. She's confused because that's D, isn't it? But anyway, it's R. Right. Fair enough. And so that's all these little kids on the floor going arr, arr, like a load of little pirates, you know, arr, arr. So then they put this word up on the board. This is where it gets really surreal. The word on the board was rub, R-U-B, rub. This is where it's important, teachers, you help me out. What's the object for umbrella? It's umbrella. It's putting an umbrella up. It's this. Spell rub, children, and I can't hear what's going on, just got these children going, And of course, not supposed to stream children anymore, not supposed to, separate them out, everyone gets the same. But they do, don't they? They do. You look at smiling. They do it in subtle ways. They have tables. My mate's a teacher, I know all the inside stuff. They have tables, don't they? They have, they might do colours. So the green table, put all the children on the green table, who are going places. Go ahead, they're promising students. They're going to be off, don't worry about them. Orange table in the middle, like traffic lights. Orange in the middle. Might go, might not. Difficult to say at the moment. Who knows? If your kid comes home and says, "I want red table," shit. Forget it. Some schools use animals, don't they? Some schools use animals. So you got the cheetahs. They're going. Wildebeest, for some reason, the middle table. Wildebeest. Probably children who just jump on the earth for no apparent reason. I don't know. Tortoises. The other thing I want to tie this into is that schools also do sex education at primary schools, don't you? Is it 9 and 10-year-old do sex education? And at my friend's school, the way they do it might not be universal, this, but what they do is they have a little box, like a shoe box with a hole cut in it, and the children can write on post-it notes, and they can put it in the box and ask intimate questions, ask questions that are troubling them. And it's a great idea, because at that age you don't want to say it out loud for looking an idiot. So they write these post-it notes and put them in the box. And I've got some. And what I'm saying is here, you can almost tell, well, you can tell, which questions came from the green table, the orange table, and the red table. So, start at the top, green table. These are the kids who are going places. If you have an egg and it splits into two, are your babies a lot smaller? Yeah, that's a very clever question for that age, I think. How do you know when you are in love? Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? I think we're on orange table now. If you are pregnant, how do you know when your baby is coming? Oh, good question for discussion. Going to the red table. Can you have sex with yourself? Can you be born with a willy on your head? What is a minge? Fantastic. And I don't know what you're like down here, but my friend who works there, he loves it. He's always ever wanted to do is be a primary school teacher, and he's very good at it. But he feels hamstrung by a lot of the political correctness that's invaded, well, everywhere really. But especially the classroom, especially when it's 5 and 6-year-olds who still don't have any prejudices and don't have any, discrimination about them. And then all of a sudden they get confronted by these decisions like, can you do Bar Black Sheep? No, can't do it. Most places I go in the country can't do Bar Black Sheep anymore, and I just think that's a bit mad. I think, by saying that to children, you can't say black sheep anymore, and you're pointing out there's something wrong with being black. Isn't it counterproductive? Doesn't it say exactly the opposite that we're trying to say, that everybody's the same? I don't know. If it was like, all right, if we did Bar White Sheep, people would say, well, why is it white sheep? Why is it not a black sheep? You know what I mean? It's like, I have a lot of trouble with it. No. But, so they've changed it. And not only that, let's just get back to it for a minute. See, this probably won't end up on the DVD. Let's get back to it for a minute, because also it's not universal again. So some schools in some areas do Bar Black Sheep and some don't. So these children play together and then want to know why they can do black sheep and they can't. And it's just confusing and wrong, right? So let me just ask you now, what do you do instead of black sheep? Woolly sheep. You do what? Bar woolly sheep, have you any wool? Do you? Have a stab in the dark. Sorry, Spectrum, can't say dark. There you go. No. The reason I say Spectrum is, a lot of the country, I think somebody said it here, does anybody do rainbow sheep? Yeah, rainbow sheep. Bar rainbow sheep, because there's thousands of them bastards about, aren't there? That's not going to mess with a 6-year-old's brain, is it? Rainbow sheep, every colour of the rainbow, can't offend anybody. I think you find black's not in there. The most famous brass band, arguably the most famous arguably the most famous brass band in this country is, from Yorkshire, I'm sure you've heard of them, the Black Dyke Mills Band. How are they getting away with it? That's wrong on a couple of levels, surely. They've just toured America. God knows what they thought they were buying tickets for. And people say to me quite often in interviews and stuff, were you the class joker at school? You've ended up doing this. And I wasn't. I was quite studious. And it's really weird because I'd never really thought about the class joker until somebody asked me. And by coincidence, I met him about a year ago when I was writing the act. And he was a lad called Derek Rigby. And he was a class joker because he was bullied. It's a pretty standard way of things happening, isn't it? Very stereotypical way. He was bullied, so we wanted to make us laugh, so we accepted him. And I mean, we say bullied. We didn't bully him a lot. We just called him names and took his glasses off and burnt his arm with the sun. That sort of thing. Yeah. I know. When you say it out loud, it sounds quite bad, that. But he was bullied, and he was bullied for, well, and considering we had a lad in the class called Cliff Kidney, who had ringworm, so had a purple head all the way through his school days, and he was the kid with the lazy eye, and I don't mean a ranch in Arizona, I mean... So why Derek Rigby? Well, lots of reasons, really. You know, when you start school, there's always a kid with massive ears, big Dumbo ears like that, massive. And there's always a kid with a big nose. And there's always a kid with clinic glasses. Derek had the lot. When he looked at you, he looked like a VW Beetle with doors open. He was so bothered about his ears, he used to sleep every night in bed and he used to put an elastic band around his head to keep his ears in. I know, but it was worse because he came to school with a red stripe across his head. That was like... And it snapped one night and nearly had his eye out. And Derek Rigby couldn't say his R's. I know, so he was Derek Rigby. And you shouldn't laugh, but it's piss funny, isn't it? It is funny. And you're kids, aren't you? So, yeah, Derek Rigby. So he had the Derek Rigby, he had the ears, he had the glasses, he had the nose, he had a big patch on his eye one day because he put his eye out. He's like, I'm a pirate. Don't make it worse, Derek. He also had a nut allergy. This was the clincher, really. Because in those days, people didn't know a lot about nut allergies. You know, it's obviously very prominent these days and well recognised. But in those days, nobody knew much about it. And his parents sort of overreacted, in a way, quite understandably. But they made him a badge that he had to wear all the way through school. I know, and it just said, no nuts. Like that. I know. He didn't stand a chance, did he? And he so wanted to be in the gang. When you reflect on it, it's bad, isn't it? It is. But he so wanted to be in the gang. He would have done anything. In fact, one day we got an air rifle off somebody's older brother. We inherited this air rifle, and we tried shooting pigeons with it. And we thought we were hitting them. There were a few feathers down again, but the pigeons were just going like so. And we decided we needed to test this air rifle. And this is a long time ago. This is before Quincy. We decided that one of us should put a load of jumpers on and a blazer, and then the other person should shoot them, and we'd see how many layers it went through, the pellet. I mean, this is pretty advanced. This is forensics science, this. Way before CSI, anything like this. So we just heard, we had this plan, and then we heard from the periphery of our crowd, I'll do it, let me do it. Derek, let me do it. Shoot me. All right, Queen's Park after school. So he turned up. Now, the one thing about Derek was he was always smartly turned out. His parents looked after him. Smart blazer, little grey pants, little short pants and socks up to there. Brilliant. And he, shoot me. We get to the park after school. Right, take your blazer off. I took his blazer off. Everybody give me your jumpers, lad. Took our jumpers off. Oh, he put all his jumpers on. Blazer back on, blazer back on. Right, are you ready? Yeah, go and stand over there, Derek. Right. So I shot him, right, in the leg. That was the problem with the air rifle. The sights were bollocks. It was just like... But then he started making us laugh. And he became part of the gang, slowly but surely. And he made us laugh, I must say, because he said stupid things. It wasn't he was funny, he was just thick. And he said, really, and he'd make us laugh, and then you could see him going, what? He had no idea. No idea why he made us laugh. He was that thick, he'd never got a tick at school. He was that... The first time ever we noticed it, we were in class, and this is like, God, we first started primary school, mental arithmetic lesson. I used to hate... Did you hate mental arithmetic? You don't pick me, bloody hell. So the teacher says, Derek Rigby, 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4. Come on, Derek. 9 plus 4. I don't know, miss. Yes, you do. It's 13. No, you told us yesterday 7 and 6 was 13. No. He's like, what? We used to have a map of the world in our classroom, and the teacher one day said, Mary, come out. Right, I want you to go to the map of the world. Okay, come on, Mary. And I want you to point to Australia. Very good. Good girl, good girl. Right, Derek Rigby, who discovered Australia? Mary did. What? Then he started trying to make us laugh and have joke. And it didn't work most of the time, but when we'd have school reunions now, we always talk about 2 classic things that Derek did, when he really came good. And we were into secondary school then. We were doing physics for the first time. And the physics teacher were mad. I mean, seriously, he used to hit you with a chair leg. Imagine getting away with that these days. I can't tell you what he would call for legal reasons, but he was married to a woman called Mrs. Forsyth. And I think he must have thrown a chair at a kid at some stage, and a leg had broken off, and he'd gone, good would kill. Anyway, so we'd done one of the first lessons in physics. I mean, it's new to us. Physics from junior school, from primary school. So he's saying we did all about natural phenomena like thunder and lightning, and storms and waves and all that. And confusing. We were lost completely. So he said, okay, you're at secondary school now, children. So we're going to have a bit of a discussion at the end of every lesson, see what we've learned from it. And from what we've learned, we talked about thunder and lightning a lot. So on the study of thunder and lightning, what would you say? Looking at thunder and lightning, what was fastest, the speed of sound or the speed of light? You boy. This lad, Cliff it was. I think it's sound, probably. Do you? Why do you think that? Well, as soon as you say something, you can hear it. Huh? What? You say something, hear it. Say, hear it! See? Straight away. Say, hear it! Anybody else? Yes, little girl there. I think it's light, probably. Why do you think it's light? Well, as soon as you put the light switch on, it comes on. Light switch on, comes on. It's like, has anybody been paying attention here? What's fastest? Speed of sound, speed of light. No, we're looking at Derek, and he's giving us all that. Hey, and he sees him. Yes, Rigby, is it? What? Well, sir, I don't think that either the sound or the light is the fastest speeding phenomenon. What? I don't think it's either the speed of sound or the speed of light that's the fastest phenomenon. Okay, what do you think it is? I think it's diarrhea, sir. Do you? Yes, sir. Why do you think it's diarrhea, Rigby? Because I had diarrhea last week, and before I could put lights on and tell anybody, I'd shit myself. Detention. But he became part of the gang. He was great to have around. We used to go in the parks in summer, spent all day in the park, our gang. We used to make our own picnics. Did you make sugar butties round here? Yes, sugar butties. You didn't have a lot of money, but you always had some sugar, didn't you? Some butter, some bread. You always had that there ready. And you'd do that, you'd make sugar butties, you'd wrap them up in your bread paper. That bread paper in our day was all like that grease-proofy, shiny bread paper, wasn't it? Pop, can't afford pop. Can't afford Corona, flipping it. Corner shop, get some K-Lye, yeah? In a bottle, tap water, shake it up, pop. American cream soda, there you go. Penny tray, let's get some chews, some fruit salad, some blackjacks, probably can't call them that anymore. Some woolly jacks. Have some woolly jacks. Woolly jacks. Cinder toffee. I used to love cinder toffee. If you've got enough money, frozen jubbly. Oh, frozen jubbly. Threatens frozen jubbly. Gets at the bottom, get it really hard and lasts you all day, that. Frozen jubbly. You won't be able to use your mouth at the end of the day, but like... But weren't you so excited to get a frozen jubbly? You get outside and you go, frozen jubbly, me, frozen jubbly. And you'd always rip the top off, really excited and squeeze too hard. Could never get it back in properly. Bit of dog shit, look at that. Ice pops, I got addicted to ice pops. I loved ice pops, every different flavour. I remember once our dinner ladies were on strike, and so all our mums give us 2 bob to go to Chippy. And all my mates were like pie chips and peas, pudding chips and peas, fish chips and peas. Me, scraps and gravy, if you please. Bit of pea wet. Penny, there you go. Corner shop, 23 ice pops. Inside pocket of my blazer, back to school. By the time I got back to school, I was flatlining. Honest to God, school nurse is freaking out. He's no pulse. He's no pulse. I think I found the problem. I was nearly killed by Mr. Freeze. We didn't have modern day sweets. They have such a selection of Kinder Surprise. I have a problem with that. I don't think they should call it that because it's not a surprise. It's not, it's a plastic toy you assemble. That's not a surprise. I mean, if it were a mouse's head, but you know. I mean, a proper surprise, that's what you want, don't you? If it says surprise, somebody's appendix. Jesus, what's that? Make it a surprise. Off you go to the park, don't you? Got your picnic, it's a lovely day, going to make innocent fun, going to make your own fun all day, get there. But as soon as you got there, I bet you, in your gang, as soon as you got there, in those days, you set everything out, there was always one kid, as soon as you got there, went, need a poo. Wasn't there? Middle of the park, away from anywhere, need a poo. Predictably, Derek Wigby, I need a poo. Why didn't you go before, Derek? I didn't want to go before, did I? Want to go now. Well, go behind that tree, right? Have you got any toilet paper? We're 8, it's not on list. Give us some of that bread wrapper. That's no good. That's like grease-proof paper. That's just going to redistribute it. You can't use, whoa, you can't use... I'm just reporting the truth, but Derek Rigby once pooed on his braces. Little grey pants, braces, went behind a tree, dropped them, braces. Came running down the hill all excited afterwards. I'm back! Dum, dum, dum. What bloody hell's that, Derek? Made our own fun all day though. Great, having your sugar butties, lying on your back. Just looking at clouds, shapes of clouds, didn't you? Polar bear there you got elephant, galleon, do you know, spin round and round, get dizzy, fall over, piss funny. Get a buttercup, hold it under somebody's chin, you like butter. I know. Collect caterpillars, put them in a jar, watch them die. Derek taught us one where you go for a wee, but you hold your foreskin tight shut so it swells up like a frog in mating season. Jeez. Derek, what do I do now? Just let it go. That's brilliant, that. I love that. Make your own fun. We should do it these days. We're a bit more too restrained, much too restrained these days. I think during the week you must, at some stage, find an opportunity where you could say something funny or do something funny, and you just go, no, I better not. You should do it. You should go for it. Seize the moment. And I'll give you some examples, tried and tested examples. please do at least one of these, some of it. So the first one is, when Debenhams have got a big sale on, right, and they've got a Blue Cross sale on, they pack so many clothes on a rack that you can hardly move them. Go and hide behind a rack. And when a woman comes looking through them like that, just go, pick me. That's a Or, go into the changing rooms at Debenhams, put the curtain across, when an assistant walks past, get your head about halfway down and go, excuse me, love, can you get us some paper? There's not in this one. What? Now this is going to sound ridiculous, but it works a treat, and it only works if there's about 8 of you. 6 will do, but 8 preferably. 6 will do. Go out for a meal, when you go out for a meal with your mates, if you go to a restaurant that's got asparagus on the starters, one of you order it, right? One of you order it, because waitresses always talk the same way. And she'll come over with your starters and she'll say, who's asparagus? You go, I'm asparagus. But just before she gets to you, get one of your mates to jump up and go, no, I'm asparagus. No, I'm asparagus. Or, on your next flight anywhere, once they've served the drinks and the food and it's all gone a bit quiet, just press your call button. When the stewardess leans over and goes, yes, go, no, I can't fly a plane. What makes you think I can fly a plane? Derek taught me how to swear. Well, you know, he had an older brother, he knew all these things. And you know, when you're that age, it's dirty jokes, like the crude, like playground jokes, and you don't want to pretend that you don't know what they mean, so you just pretend they do. And so his first joke was, I always remember, was, Dave, what's the difference between an egg and a wank? Don't know. You can beat an egg. Oh yeah, that's funny, that's hilarious, that's hilarious. You don't get it, do you, Dave? I do. You've not had a wank, have you? Yeah. I've had nearly 4. Straight home dictionary, wank, wank, wank. Oh, a rod, when you wave about it, causes magic. That's wand, hang on. The only word I ever found in, the only dirty word I ever found in was very confusing, was shag. Went home, kitten, it's in. But very confusing. A seabird of the cormorant family. So a bit later on when Mary Hilton said to me, do you fancy a shag? I'm like, well, I've nowhere to keep it. Still can't look at Mary Hilton, I'm so embarrassed. You know, talking about laughter being the best medicine, everybody, all my mates laughed at me because, and I still can't laugh at it really, it's just so embarrassing. And we have those moments, don't we, where it's a bitter pill to swallow when I say the best medicine, because it happens to you and you don't see the funny side for years. And I'll just give you an example, quick example. And it was, we were on that holiday to Spain with my mates, we went to see a place called Guadalest. I don't know if you've been, it's just inland from Benidorm, nice little town, bit commercialised, stayed about an hour. Driving back, it's 30 degrees, it's scorching, right? So we see a little shack on the road, San Miguel, get in. So we pull in, pinting it. I have to point out at this stage, I'm dressed like a prick. I don't say that lightly, I've had a midlife crisis, I bought some surfing gear. I look ridiculous, I've seen the photographs, I look ridiculous. And that's going to come into play, because I'm there with my shorts, my billabong or rip curls or something like that, and my baggy t-shirt and all that. So I suddenly realise I'm bursting for a wee, my bladder is about to rupture, because blokes always leave it too late, and end up walking to the toilet like that, don't they? So, I go to the bar and I go, Señor, ¿dónde están los servicios? I speak a bit of Spanish. He didn't, he was from Burnley, but... What? Toilets, mate. Toilets, you're having a laugh, aren't you? It's a shack, just go around the back there. Oh, right, okay. So, I go around the back and I think, I can't just wee in the open. There's a little, like, shale thing like that. So I look down it, it's about a 200-foot drop at the end of it. I thought, oh my God, I'm going to do it. I risked my life just so nobody see me weeing. How mad's that? How sad's that? But we do, don't we? We don't like being seen weeing. French do it, Spanish do it, no problem at all. I can't do it. I've got flip-flops on. I'm now slipping down this just to get out of you. I could die, but I don't care, as long as nobody sees me weeing. So I get about halfway down, I've got to hold on to this bush, just for safety. I'm like that. No, no. So I pulled the cord on the top of these stupid suffer shorts, and it went into a knot. Boom. I mean, you can't undo them sometimes with two hands, never mind one. I've only got one hand. Oh no. Don't panic. I know what I'll do. I'll get it down my pant leg. Oh, you stupid old fool, you idiots! Why have you bought these stupid shorts? I can only get them to there. I'm nowhere near there. So now I'm doing this really stupid thing. I'm jumping up and down on the shale in my flip-flops, trying to get it out the top of my pants. Like that. Pulling the cord on the top and trying to get it out. And finally got it out, just the top. Like a little Duncan Goodhue. Like a worm in a polo neck jumper. Well, without the sleeves, obviously, that'd be ridiculous. And of course now, it's coming out with some force. Oh, but it's coming straight up, isn't it? It's coming like... Milliseconds too late, I remember I'm wearing a baseball cap. I know. Went back to the lads. What's that, Dave? It's piss. Got to laugh, haven't you? Got to laugh. It's taken me years, though. And just the final section I wanted to do was, about laughter being the best medicine. But laughter's important in relationships, you know. You see in dating agencies and in the newspapers, must have GSOH, good sense of humour. I've got a good sense of humour, GSOH, everywhere you look. And it is important, you know. I'm my second wife now. My first marriage was a complete mistake. I mean, a real mistake. What I said was, will you carry me? I was pissed. So we get on along all right. We've known each other a long time, and we've both got a similar sense of humour, and that's important. But it's so unpredictable, isn't it? Male to female. Some days I can say something funny to her, and she'll laugh. Another day, it's not funny. And it's that unpredictability. Like, I'll give you an example. We're in bed the other night. I'm reading a book, she's reading a magazine, and all of a sudden, she put the magazine down in such a way that I knew I should have gone to sleep. I've been thinking, oh, shit. I've decided I want to be cremated. I said, all right, get your coat. See, you think that's funny, don't you? She says, I've been thinking though, no, seriously. You know what's coming. If I died... Oh, no, I know this one. If I died, would you get married again? Oh, trick question. No. So what's wrong with being married then? Oh, no. Well, maybe I would. Who knows? In time. Can I go to sleep now? Maybe I would. Who knows? It's theoretical. No, really, seriously. Would you? All right, yeah, maybe, yeah. Would you live in this house? Oh. No. Yes? Yes, no. I'm not sure. Maybe yes. All right. Would you sleep in this bed? Oh, I know this one. This is easy. No, definitely not the bed. Too many memories, passion, love, romance. Definitely not the bed. Oh, I'm glad you've said that. That's lovely. Thank you. It's all right. No problem. Would you let her wear my shoes? No, she's a size 6. I'm just joking, put the bread knife down. Who brings a bread knife to bed? We're out the other night talking about relationships with a group of friends. She suddenly pipes up out of nowhere. Do you know what the secret to a good relationship is? No? Tell them, Dave. Why me? Well, we were talking about it the other night. Yeah, but I weren't listening. She said, I'll tell you what it is. The secret to a good relationship is having no secrets. That's the secret, having no secrets. We don't have any secrets, do we, Dave? Oh, we don't at all. We only have one, right? I'll share it with you. Okay. It's coming out on DVD. I will tell her, but at the moment I'm keeping it a secret. We've got a budgie called Sooty, and She thinks he's got vertigo because he won't go up his ladder anymore and sits on his perch and play with his bell in his mirror. He just shuffles about in the bottom of his cage, right? I know it's not vertigo. I know he's had a nervous breakdown. I know because I've given it him. I'm not proud of it, believe me, I'm seriously not proud of it. It just happened because I've been to the pub watching European Championship football. I came back because it were extra time, got a can out of the fridge, she's gone to bed. I'm there, here we go, extra time, exciting. He's tweeting in his cage like a bastard. Like, oh, shut up, like that. So all of a sudden I think, oh, I know, it's going to go to penalties, I know it is, it's half time now. I'll let him out for a fly around. Go on, Sutty, have a fly around. Because they love having a fly around, your budgies, don't they? And he starts flying around then, for some reason, decides that there's another room through the mirror. I mean, I know that's the idea of them when you put them up to create that illusion, but this budgie just starts going bump, bump into the mirror. I mean, I don't know why he doesn't try and avoid the budgie that's flying straight at him. I don't really... You think he'd just wow at the last minute, wouldn't you? Then, for some reason, he starts dive bombing my head. Thinks that's funny. It's penalties, so I got hold of him and I went, and we've got a globe in our house of the world, and I just spun it and held him over it for a bit, right? For a laugh, and he's blown his mind, the poor thing. I know it has. He's gone, I'm too high now. What am I doing up here? I'm a budgie. That's South America. That's South America. Oh. Anyway, I won't come up his ladder anymore. So, got to finish now. It's been absolutely fantastic. I'm going to leave you now with a top tip, and it comes from my experience in hospital, and it will come in handy for some of you. When I was in hospital, I had to have suppositories, right, and big uns, and they give you this lubricant to go with them. I mean, real proper lubricant, real sticky lubricant, because they are quite big, right. This is my tip. When you insert them, you've got to do it at night before you go to bed, right? Take my advice, seriously, before you insert them, make sure you take your shoes and socks off first. Right? Don't do it the other way around. Don't pop it in and then boom! They can come out with some velocity. And that's it. God bless you for coming. It's been absolutely brilliant. I couldn't have picked a better place. Seriously, I'm not having you on. And thanks for staying with me all this time. God bless you, Mansfield. Good night. God bless.